What are the figures of speech? A figure of speech is a deviation from the ordinary use of words in order to increase their effectiveness. Basically, it is a figurative language that may consist of a single word or phrase. It may be a simile, a metaphor or personification to convey the meaning other than the literal meaning. Some figures of speech: simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, hyperbole, euphemism, parable, fable, antithesis, epigram, irony, oxymoron, paradox, pun, metonymy, synecdoche, climax, onomatopoeia, alliteration, identical statement, periphrases, assonance, anticlimax, innuendo or insinuation, play upon words, exclamation, interrogation. 1. Simile. It is a Latin word that means like. In simile, two things or actions are interlinked. Example: she is beautiful like a rose. There are two types of similes. 1. Simple. 2. Developed. Some simile examples. 1. He wandered lonely as a cloud. 2. The news spread like a fire. 3. Rustam is strong like a mountain. 2. Metaphor. The metaphor is an implied comparison without the use of any comparative word. In metaphor, words like so, as are not used. For example: 1. He is like a Tarzan. Simile. 2. He is a Tarzan. Metaphor. In the above example, we do not use the word like in metaphor. 3. Personification. It can make things easier to imagine when you read them. Personification is the representation of personal qualities or human feelings or motives to inanimate natural elements. In short, it is called a visible representation of something abstract, as a quality. For example, the trees scream in the raging wind. Can trees actually scream? No. That is a human trait. So the use of personification here gives a better description of the sound trees make in strong winds. 4. Apostrophe. An apostrophe is the address of a usually absent person or a usually personified thing rhetorically. In this figure of speech, a mark used to indicate the omission of letters or figures, the possessive case, as in Maria's book, or the plural of letters or figures, as in the 1970s. Examples of apostrophe: 1. We voted for higher teachers' salaries. 2. The court order required both parents' consent. 5. Hyperbole. Hyperbole: a statement is made emphatic by overstatement. Hyperbole examples: 1. You are beautiful than rainbow colors. 2. That man is as tall as the camel. 3. Your skin is softer than silk. 6. Euphemism. By using a euphemism, we speak in a softened and milder form to give the expression of unpleasant thing. It is an indirect representation of a direct one so to avoid abruptness. Euphemism examples: 1. He told us a cock and bull story. A lie. 2. Aslam is very plain. Ugly. 7. Parable. A short allegorical story designed to illustrate or teach some truth, religious principle, or moral lesson. 8. Fable. It is a legendary story that tells about the happenings of something supernatural. In the fable, animals speak and act like human beings. The well-known fable of tortoise and hare teaches the lesson: slow and steady wins the race. 9. Antithesis. The rhetorical contrast of idea by means of parallel arrangements of words, clauses or sentences. In this figure of speech, words or ideas are brought into contrast in order to create a balanced one against the other. Examples: 1. United we stand, divided we fall. 10. Epigram. It is closely related to antithesis. It is used in apparently contradicting words and indicates some important hidden meaning. The language of the epigram is remarkable for its brevity. Example: remember that time is money. The child is the father of man. 11. Irony. It is a figure of speech that is used to express something other than and especially the opposite of the literal meaning. In other words, a usually humorous literary style or form is characterized by irony. Examples. A fire station burns down. 12. Oxymoron. It is a figure of speech which combines two seemingly contradictory or incongruous words for sharp emphasis or effect. For example, darkness visible, Milton. Make haste slowly, Suetonius. Loving hate, Romeo and Juliet. 13. Paradox. It is a statement that is seemingly contradictory or opposed to common sense and yet is perhaps true. It is a rhetorical device used to attract attention, to secure emphasis. Examples. Failures are the pillars of success. 14. Pun. Pun is, usually, use of a word in such a way as to suggest two or more of its meanings or the meaning of another word similar in sound. Example. She's a skillful pilot whose career has really taken off. 15. Metonymy. A figure of speech consisting of the use of the name of one thing for that of another of which it is an attribute or with which it is associated, such as crown, in lands belonging to the crown. 16. Synecdoche. It is a figure of speech in which a part is used for a whole or the whole is used for the part. Examples. She had been 16 summers. Years. 17. Climax. It is the highest point of interest in narrative fiction. In other words, it is the point of highest dramatic tension or a major turning point in the action, as of a play. 18. Onomatopoeia. The naming of a thing or action by a vocal imitation of the sound associated with it, such as buzz and hiss. 1. Shush. No talking in the library, please. 2. Ouch. You just stepped on my toe. 19. Alliteration. It is the repetition of one or more similar consonants in successive words. In other words, alliteration happens when words that starts with the same sound are used repeatedly in a phrase or a sentence. Example. Sheep should sleep in a shed. 20. Identical statement. This figure of speech is an indirect mode of describing the fact that is not appearing on the surface. Examples. 1. Fact as fact. 2. I am what I am. 21. Periphrases. It is a use of longer phrasing in place of possible shorter form of expression. The definition of periphrases is very similar to that of circumlocution, which also means talking around something by adding more words. It is a single word which can express a great multitude of complexity by itself. Example. The viewless couriers of the air. Winds. 22. Anticlimax. This is a figure of speech that is opposite to climax. 23. Exclamation. It is a figure of speech in which strong expression or feeling is used to draw greater attention to a point than a mere bald statement of it could do. Example. What a piece of work. Thanks for watching.